Hi, my name is John Schroeder. I'm from the Mariposa County Resource Conservation District. A lot of the vegetation that needs to be controlled to reduce wildfire hazard is brush. Brush first occurs when seeds from a seedbed germinate. Brush resprouts after cutting by hand or by mastication. Brush also resprouts from burnt stumps following a wildfire. This presentation describes ways to control newly germinated brush seedlings and brush that has been burnt or cut, which is resprouted from a pre-existing root system. An earlier version of this presentation was given in Mid-Pines in October of 2014, and it was captured live on video and may also be found in YouTube. The present version has additional information on 3 of the options available for deploying herbicides.
The fuel load problem can be divided into 5 categories, each needing different treatment. The first 2 are seedling brush and resprouting brush. Seedling brush is caused by germination of seeds from the thousands that exist below ground in the seedbed. Resprouting brush occurs when brush is cut off even with the ground or is burned in a wildfire. This presentation deals with the first 2 only, seedling brush and resprouting brush. The other 3 will be described in another presentation titled Limbing, Thinning, and Brushing. Seedbeds can exist in a dormant state for decades. Brush can quote-unquote awaken and sprout from seedbeds or stumps in areas recently exposed to sunlight because of tree mortality, fuel reduction treatments, or because an area has recently burned. Seedling brush can sometimes be treated using manual methods if you get to them while they're small. Small seedling brush plants can sometimes be pulled by hand in wet ground, as shown in the left-hand image. This is especially true with manzanita seedlings. And there are tools available that will help you pull small seedlings by the roots. These brush pullers, shown in the middle image, can uproot seedling brush with up to 1-inch stems, or so say the manufacturers. We've demoed some of them, and they do in fact work. You can also employ a spray bottle with herbicide. Please note the use of gloves on the hands in the image on the right. More on herbicides later. Brush that has been burned in a wildfire or cut off near the ground during fuel reduction projects can resprout and grow back into a large scrub bush within just a few years. These will still have a well-developed root system, so pulling or digging probably won't work. Treat the sprouting brush with herbicide after it is about 9 inches high, preferably in the early fall. Trickier-based herbicide, which is described later, has been demonstrated as an efficient herbicide for this use in Mariposa County. The dead plant may then be cut off with a chainsaw if the landowner wishes. But trickier, if purchased in over-the-counter formulations, has limitations. More on this next. Here are 2 active ingredients used in over-the-counter herbicide products that landowners may buy over-the-counter and legally use. The first are trickier-based, for example, bear brush killer. This herbicide targets woody shrubs such as resprouting ceanothus, also known as deer brush, chamise, scrub oak, blackberries, poison oak, etc. But its usefulness in an over-the-counter formulation is limited by the concentration of the active ingredient that is allowed by regulations. Other products, such as Roundup or Remuda, are glyphosate-based. These herbicides are not effective against woody shrubs like sprouting brush. Spraying foliage with an over-the-counter product is sometimes effective, but not always. In an over-the-counter product, the active ingredient is present in a diminished strength when compared with herbicides that are not over-the-counter and which can only be purchased by permit holders from licensed vendors. But having said that, we've actually had luck painting freshly cut brush stumps with properly diluted over-the-counter triclipier. We've had less luck spraying foliage on sprouting brush using the dilution specified in the label document. It often requires more than one application to kill the plant, especially with scrub oaks. Still, triclipier-based products are the ones that should be used. Glyphosate products will not be effective against sprouting brush. More on triclipier to follow. Use only as directed in the product documentation. Do not use in the rainy season or in windy weather. Do not use near watercourses or near wells. If you are spraying foliage, avoid overspraying onto the ground. Wear appropriate protective clothing. Here's what you should wear while spraying: long pants, boots and socks, a long-sleeved shirt, hat, face mask, and goggles for the face and head, and liquid-proof gloves. Here are some application equipment options for you to consider: a 4-gallon backpack sprayer, a 3-gallon garden sprayer, a 32-ounce spray bottle for seedlings, a paintbrush for painting fresh brush stumps with undiluted herbicide, and if available, a quad with a trailer, 15-gallon tank, and a 12-volt pump. Here are some over-the-counter alternatives. Using one of these is the first DIY option. On the left, glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup, is not at all effective on brush, so don't use it for that. Triclopyr over-the-counter in Bare Brush Killer is designed for woody plants such as mixed chaparral, blackberries, and so forth. The over-the-counter product works in some cases, but is not nearly as effective as a stronger version of the product requiring a permit. Using the over-the-counter version often requires multiple applications to kill the plant, especially oaks. Again, this is DIY option 1. If you want to use something stronger, you need to register for an operator ID and get a permit. This would be option 2. Another choice you can make is to hire a licensed applicator. This is option 3. Here is your second option: applying for an operator ID with the county ag office and then following a strict procedure. Step 1. Make an appointment with the Mariposa County Ag Office. Register and fill out the form for an operator ID. Then you'll have to sit for some instruction, which should last about an hour or so. Step 2. Consult with a pest control advisor, or PCA, for choice of herbicide, additives, application instructions, etc. The PCA works for a supplier company and there is no fee. Get a list of PCAs from the Ag Office. Purchase commercial-grade herbicide from the PCA company as recommended by the PCA. Step 3. Apply the herbicide on your property only according to the directions. File a report afterward at the end of the month with the County Ag Office. Here is your Ag Office contact if you're considering option 2. This is option 3, hiring a licensed applicator. A licensed applicator is a person who is trained and licensed to buy and dispense herbicides that are far more powerful than over-the-counter products. Shown here is contact information for the 2 agencies with a presence in Mariposa County who have cost-sharing programs. For information regarding licensed applicators and cost-sharing programs to help finance a project, contact one of the following: the Natural Resources Conservation Service, or NRCS. They operate the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, or EQIP. Their office is located at 5039 Fairgrounds Road in Mariposa, zip code 95338, and their phone number is 209-966-3431. Or you can contact CAL FIRE, which operates the California Forest Improvement Program, or CFIP. Contact Jolt Kate, who is the CFIP contact for Mariposa County, at 209-754-2707.
This presentation has described several ways to deal with seedling and resprouting brush. One of the most effective ways to treat resprouting brush is with herbicides. But landowners may vary in opinion regarding their use. Some will hesitate or outright refuse to employ them. Reasons vary and will include not only fear of human contact with herbicides, but also a concern for the environmental effects. Each person should study the matter thoroughly. A lot has been written on the subject, and opinions differ. After study, each person must decide for themselves.